how much will 500 render be worth during this bull run? Now, to answer that question, we have to first assume a hypothetical scenario. And what is that? Let's say render were to go to the price of $150. At that point, 500 render would be worth $75,000 because, of course, 150 times 500 is 75,000. And even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee, do I think that $150 is realistic for something like render during this bull run? I believe hypothetically so, and the reason for that, I think it's going to come down to the amazing fundamentals of the render network, because if you actually take a look at it, the render network allows users to contribute unused GPU power to help projects render motion graphics and visual effects. Now, when I say this, some people may think it's boring or caca or whatever like that, because they're like, oh wow, it's not a meme coin, it's not cool. But I think its purpose is far beyond that, because if you think about it, this concept is genius, because in return for these users who do provide their unused GPU power, they are rewarded by way of render tokens. So I think that's very amazing. And by the way, GPU does stand for graphic processing unit. But yeah, besides that point, the reason, again, why this is so crucial is because this is unused GPU power, right? The keyword is unused. So they're not even using it anyways. So I think this right here is so amazing. Again, having a way for, users to quite essentially help contribute and, again, help projects out there, that's a genius move. That's so revolutionary. At least that's the way I take a look at it. And that shows a forward-thinking mindset of something like render. And it's even been stated that render simplifies the process of rendering and streaming 3D environments and other visual effects. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Again, it's serving a very good purpose. Other projects out there, they're focused on random caca nonsense, but this isn't the case here. And not to mention, render is also focused on AI. Now, AI, I think, is going to be the next big thing. Now, granted, it's already pretty big as of right now, even though a couple months ago, the hype did kind of disappear. But I think, again, better days are ahead. And all signs are showcasing that the AI market could be massive. According to Grand View Research, the AI market is predicted to be worth nearly $2 trillion by 2030. That's crazy right there. 2030, first of all, is not even that far away. We're so close to 2025, and that figure is a very massive figure. You take a look at the GDP of Canada back in 2022. That was around $2 trillion. So I think this, if anything, puts that into perspective. Now, as massive as this number may sound, this could very well be a conservative estimate. We just don't know. So if you think about it, the true potential of AI, man, the sky's the limit, because, again, no one has a magic crystal ball to predict exactly how massive it will be. However, we can take a look at certain factors, but in my opinion, this could very well be just a conservative estimate. So I think that the AI market is very bright, and render, they're doing a genius move by being focused on that. Now, not to mention as well, render has use cases such as, for augmented reality, mixed reality, gaming, medical, and even virtual reality as well. Not to mention, some people like to think that, these markets are caca or whatever, but I disagree, because you take a look at, for instance, having use cases for virtual reality and gaming, I think is not a bad idea whatsoever. The gaming market, or should I say the blockchain gaming market, yet again, according to Grand View Research, is predicted to be worth over $300 billion by 2030. So that's insane. And also, if you take a look at the virtual reality market, according to the Insight Partners, is expected to be worth over $440 billion by 2030. So yeah, that's very amazing. Anyway, take a look at it. I think Render is a very complete project. It doesn't focus on partnering up with random nonsense like celebrities or athletes. They're not focused on gaining hype for no reason. A lot of other projects out there, instead of spending millions towards development, they would rather spend millions towards, advertising. Athletes, singers, musicians, whatever, right? But when it comes to Render, they just have a different vibe. Again, they're not focused on random nonsense like that. I think something like this would much rather use it towards their development, and I really love that. Don't get me wrong, I love some meme coins as well, but there needs to be a place in my portfolio for amazing projects much like Render, because it should be one of my foundational pieces. At least that's the way I take a look at it. Now, here's the thing as well. When it comes to Render, it should be noted that, not too long ago, the community voted to build a network on a new Layer 1 blockchain. Now, what is that new Layer 1 blockchain? It's Solana. Previously, it was Ethereum. And this is amazing because Ethereum, despite the amazing Layer 2s that exist, and, quite essentially, they do help out Ethereum by quite a lot by, eliminating the nonsense like sky-high gas fees and scalability issues. Even despite that, Ethereum as a standalone layer 1 blockchain, it's not as dynamic as a Solana in my opinion, because allegedly, transaction finality time for Ethereum is around 6 minutes long. When it comes to Solana, allegedly, it's around 2.5 seconds. So that's a totally night and day difference right there. I mean, come on, right? It's not like Solana's 1 minute, 30 seconds. No, just around 2.5 seconds. So that's insane right there. Solana doesn't have to rely on these layer 2s to fix, its nonsense, because quite essentially, yes, historically speaking, it has had some issues regarding network outages. Even despite that, a lot of it has been fixed. But even beyond that, it doesn't really have major issues. So I think this right here is amazing. I think clearly Render did choose the right place because, come on, Ethereum, sky-high gas fees, arguably not even scalable. It's complete caca in my opinion. Even though I do believe some Ethereum-based projects are going to do good, I just think overall Ethereum, it's not that dynamic as a layer 1 blockchain. We're not talking about 2018 here, right? We're not talking about like nearly 7 years ago or something crazy like that. We're talking about near 2025. And what is an amazing layer 1 blockchain in this day and age? I think it's something like Solana. Now, it's not the only one, but I think that, again, they chose the right place. Now, with all that being said, is $150 really too much to ask for? I don't think so. Considering current circulating supply, if it were to go to that price, market cap would be around $78 billion. Not too bad. We've seen Dogecoin reach over 80 billion. We've seen BNB reach over 100 billion. So I don't think this is too crazy. Not to mention the hypothetical upside isn't that bad either. It's around a 21x up here. Now I get it. Some people may complain and say, wow, only a 21x. But here's the thing. I'm not looking for a microcap here, right? That's too much risk for me. But at the same time, I don't want to look for a dinosaur. I'm not going to be going all in on like a BNB, for instance. That's a complete dinosaur in my opinion. So what is a good balance in between? Something that's not too small where the risk is very high. Now, I'm not saying there's no risk. There's always going to be risk in my opinion, but at least it's more mitigated because it's not a microcap. But then at the same time, it's not a dinosaur. What is that? That's something like Render. It fits the bill, in my opinion. It's like the perfect balance in between. Not a microcap, but on a dinosaur, So I like that. I like that happy medium in between. And again, this bull run could be so amazing, in my opinion, because there's currently over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. And not to mention, you take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the number of institutional investors, and the amount of enterprise adoption, it's just through the roof. And as the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships. Just imagine what could happen to the altcoin season if, let's say, Bitcoin goes to the price of $150,000 and even beyond, which all signs are indicating, by the way, they could very well do that. I really do believe that the sky's the limit, but again, it's just a waiting game. Around 6 months to a year from right now, it could be a totally different story, even though Render isn't doing bad by any means. Like, it's not a small project, right? It's not like it just disappeared off into the abyss or something like that. No, that's not the case. It's still holding up relatively strong. Is it doing the best? No. It could do better, but that's why, again, $150 is still my price target for this bull run. And I'm not changing that because I do believe this run could be that special. But in the meantime, I'm going to be waiting anyways. So I'm going to be dollar cost averaging anytime on income, acquiring, holding, and just waiting because I think brighter days are ahead when it comes to Render. If something like Luna Classic can find a bottom and pump, if something Kaka like Litecoin can pump, if something like Klima DAO can even find a bottom, hypothetically, I'm pretty sure that Render won't do bad, during this bull run. Is it going to be the best performer out there? I don't think so. But is it going to be the worst? No, I don't think so either, right? Again, over 20x, that seems very impressive for me, especially, again, when you consider the point Render is in as of right now. Not to mention, anything over 10x, I don't think is that bad anyways, personally for me. Some people, they may look for a 500x, 1000x, but again, that's for like a microcap. I'm not into that. I'm into these amazing, fundamentally fantastic projects, much like Render. And again, when a bull run could be this amazing, especially again with over 600 million crypto owners, more than ever before in history, according to Crypto.com research, $150 for Render wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Man, I'm very excited and I can't wait. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.